the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in the binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune and turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. In shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go.
Nikolai Marr was a Georgian-born historian and linguist, known for his early work on Caucasian languages and his later, now discredited, Japhetic theory of language origin. This theory, which initially proposed a link between Caucasian, Semitic, Hamitic, and Basque languages, evolved into a speculative linguistic hypothesis that all languages derived from four basic exclamations and developed through stages linked to socio-economic structures. Marr's theories gained significant, though ideologically driven, support in the Soviet Union until they were denounced by Joseph Stalin in 1950. Thanks for reading No Mic Podcast Scribed by Facelesslingjutsu. Subscribe for free to receive new posts and support my work. Nikolai Marr was born on January 6, 1865, in Kutaisi, Georgia, to a Scottish father James Montague Marr, an agricultural engineer, and a young Georgian mother Agrafena Magularia, who spoke different languages and could barely understand each other. His father died when Nikolai was 8, leaving the family in difficult circumstances. Marr showed an early and extraordinary talent for languages, teaching himself Greek and excelling in his studies, despite often missing school. He graduated with a gold medal from high school in 1884 and, at the age of 20, entered the Department of Oriental Languages at the University of St. Petersburg, where he specialized in Caucasian languages and also studied a wide array of other ancient languages. After graduating from St. Petersburg University in 1888, Nikolai Marr embarked on a prolific academic career. He joined the university faculty in 1891, becoming a lecturer in Armenian and Georgian philology, eventually rising to become dean of the Oriental faculty in 1911 and a member of the Russian Academy of Sciences in 1912. 1892 to 1917, Ani excavations, Marr undertook annual archaeological excavations at Ani, the ancient Armenian capital. While not individual papers, his detailed reports and findings from these excavations formed the basis for numerous publications and significantly contributed to his reputation as a scholar of the Caucasus. His monumental work, Ani, a written history of the city and the excavations, was published in 1934, summarizing materials from these expeditions. Nikolai Marr's early career was marked by rigorous and scholarly work focused on the languages, literature, and history of the Caucasus, particularly Armenian and Georgian. These contributions, dating from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, solidified his reputation as a leading Orientalist. His commitment to fieldwork is exemplified by his extensive archaeological excavations at Ani, the ancient Armenian capital, which he conducted annually from 1892 to 1917. The findings from these expeditions formed the basis for numerous detailed reports and analyses, although a comprehensive summary of this work, Ani, a written history of the city and the excavations, was only published posthumously in 1934. Throughout this period, Marr also dedicated himself to the philological study of Old Georgian and Armenian, producing foundational works on their grammars and collecting important literary texts. His 1899 publication, Collections of Proverbs Vartan, Islodovane, exemplifies his deep dive into Armenian literature. This work likely involved the collection, analysis, and scholarly commentary on proverbs attributed to Vardan I Geksi, a prominent Armenian fabulist and cleric from the 12th to 13th centuries. Such an endeavor demonstrates Marr's meticulous approach to uncovering and interpreting historical linguistic and cultural data from the Armenian tradition, providing insights into the societal values and linguistic nuances preserved in popular sayings. It highlights his role as a preserver and interpreter of ancient texts, contributing significantly to Armenian studies. In 1903, Marr published the Grammar of Old Armenian. Etymology, a significant academic contribution to the understanding of this ancient language. This work would have delved into the structural rules and historical development of Old Armenian, meticulously examining its phonology, morphology, and syntax. The inclusion of etymology in the title suggests a focus on the origins and historical changes of words within Old Armenian, a crucial aspect of historical linguistics. This publication served as a fundamental resource for scholars and students of Armenian philology, demonstrating Marr's command of comparative and historical linguistic methods applied to the region's languages. Marr's dedication to Georgian language studies is evident in his 1908 work, Main Tables to the Grammar of Old Georgian Language. This publication likely provided a concise and systematic presentation of the core grammatical principles of Old Georgian. Such main tables would have served as a pedagogical tool and a quick reference for understanding verb conjugations, noun declensions, and other fundamental grammatical structures. This work underscores Marr's commitment to making the complexities of Old Georgian accessible to a wider academic audience and facilitating its study. Marr's 1910 Chandla's grammar was a pioneering contribution to the study of Kartvelian languages, documenting the phonological, morphological, and syntactic features of Laz, a lesser-known language spoken by the Laz people in Turkey and Georgia. Using comparative methods and fieldwork, Marr provided a systematic grammar that highlighted Laz's distinctiveness within the Kartvelian family, earning praise for its thoroughness and attention to a marginalized language. Similarly, his 1908 Main Tables to the Grammar of Old Georgian Language offered a concise, accessible framework for understanding Old Georgian's complex verb conjugations and noun declensions, serving as a vital pedagogical tool that facilitated its study among scholars and students. However, after the October Revolution in 1917, Marr became a fervent supporter of the new Soviet regime and began to shift his focus to developing a new doctrine of language that he believed was consistent with Marxist ideology. This became known as his Japhetic theory, which evolved significantly over time. Initially, it posited a common origin for Caucasian, Semitic Hamitic, and Basque languages. Later, Marr expanded this to claim that all languages derived from a single proto-language consisting of just 4 exclamations Sal, Ver, Yan, Rosh, and that language development was tied to socio-economic stages and class struggle. He argued that the idea of a people being united by a common language was a bourgeois construct and that different social classes, even across different nations, had linguistically closer speech patterns. Marr's shift toward the Japhetic theory after the 1917 October Revolution was driven by the Soviet Union's ideological push to align scholarship with Marxist principles. As the new regime sought to replace bourgeois academic traditions with proletarian science, Marr, a fervent supporter of the Bolshevik cause, saw an opportunity to reframe his linguistic expertise within a Marxist framework. His Japhetic theory, which initially linked Caucasian, Semitic, Hamitic, and Basque languages, evolved into a radical hypothesis tying language development to class struggle and socio-economic stages. This resonated with Soviet authorities, who viewed it as a tool to unify diverse ethnic groups under a shared ideological narrative, though it drew skepticism from linguists like Yevgeny Polivanov for its speculative nature. Finally, in 1920, Marr published The Tribal Composition of the Caucasus. While this work might seem more ethnographic or historical than purely linguistic, it reflects Marr's holistic view of the Caucasus, recognizing the interplay between language, ethnicity, and history. Understanding the tribal and ethnic groupings was crucial for a complete picture of the linguistic diversity and historical movements within the region. This publication likely presented his research and theories on the demographic and cultural makeup of the Caucasus, building upon his extensive fieldwork and historical studies to provide a broader context for his linguistic endeavors. During the 1920s and 1930s, Marr's Japhetic theory faced significant criticism from linguists who questioned its empirical basis, even as it enjoyed Soviet institutional support. Scholars like Yevgeny Polivanov, a prominent Soviet linguist, challenged Marr's claims about a proto-language of 4 exclamations and his dismissal of traditional comparative linguistics as bourgeois. Polivanov and others argued that Marr's theories lacked rigorous evidence and overemphasized ideological alignment over scientific methodology. Despite this, Marr's influence in Soviet academia allowed him to marginalize critics, with some facing professional repercussions. These debates underscored the tension between Marr's ideological prominence and the skepticism of his peers. In 1950, Joseph Stalin personally denounced Marr's Japhetic theory in a Pravda article, criticizing its speculative nature and ideological overreach. This intervention was prompted by a shift in Soviet policy toward more traditional, nationalist-oriented linguistics, championed by scholars like Arnold Chikobeva, who advocated for comparative methods. Stalin's rejection marked a dramatic reversal, leading to the dissolution of the Japhetic Institute and the marginalization of Marr's followers, many of whom faced professional ostracism. The denunciation reflected broader Soviet efforts to consolidate cultural and scientific narratives, effectively ending the dominance of Marrism in Soviet linguistics. Marr's influence as the Soviet Union's leading linguist extended beyond academia to shape linguistic policy, particularly through his leadership of the Japhetic Institute. His advocacy for Latin alphabets for minority languages, such as those of the Caucasus and Central Asia, e.g. Abkhaz and Ingush, aligned with Soviet efforts to modernize and unify diverse ethnic groups under a non-Russian, non-Cyrillic script. These reforms, implemented in the 1920s and 1930s, aimed to promote literacy and reduce the dominance of traditional elites but were later reversed in favor of Cyrillic. Marr's policies reflected his belief in language as a tool for social transformation, though their practical success varied. Marr's annual excavations at Ani, the medieval Armenian capital, from 1892 to 1917, yielded significant findings that advanced the study of Armenian history and culture. His work uncovered architectural remains, inscriptions, and artifacts, including pottery and ecclesiastical objects, which illuminated Ani's role as a cultural and economic hub. These discoveries, documented in detailed reports and later summarized in his 1934 book, Ani, A Written History of the City and the Excavations, provided foundational insights into medieval Armenian urban life and influenced subsequent archaeological studies in the region. Marr's meticulous documentation remains a valuable resource for historians and archaeologists studying the Caucasus. Despite the discredit of his Japhetic theory, Marr's early work on Caucasian languages and his archaeological contributions are still considered valuable. He passed away in Leningrad on December 20, 1934, at the age of 69, from complications following a stroke. Bibliography. Churchy, M. Manning, H.P. 2002, Disciplines and Nations, Marr versus his Georgian students at Tbilisi State University and the Japhetidology Caucasology Schism, Carl Beck Papers in Russian and East European Studies, 1603, University of Pittsburgh Center for Russian and East European Studies. Clark, Katerina 1995, Petersburg, Crucible of Cultural Revolution, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Harvard University Press, ISBN 978-0-67-4663335-0, Mikhankova, V.A. 1949, Nikolai Yakovlevich Marr, Essay on his Life and Scientific Activity in Russian, Moscow, Istvo Akademii Nauk SSSR, OCLC 702507030. Pollock, Ethan 2006, Stalin and the Soviet Science Wars, Princeton, New Jersey, Princeton University Press, ISBN 978-0-691-12467-4. Rayfield, Donald March 16, 2015, Nikolai Marr, a talk by Donald Rayfield February 17, British Georgian Society, retrieved October 4, 2015. Syriot, P. ed. 2005, Un Paradigme perdu, La linguistique marriste a lost paradigm, Marrist linguistics, Cahiers de l'ILSL, number 20, Université de Lausanne. Slezkine, Yuri Winter 1996, N.I.A. Marr and the National Origins of Soviet Ethnogenetics, Slavic Review, 55 4, 826-862, doi 10.2307250124, Jaster 250-1240, S2 SID 1635696993. Tolz, Vera 1997, Russian Academicians and the Revolution, Combining Professionalism and Politics, Hound Mills, Basingstoke, Hampshire, Macmillan Press, ISBN 0-333-69811-8. Tolz, Vera 2005, Russia's Own Orient, The Politics of Identity and Oriental Studies in the Late Imperial and Early Soviet Periods, Oxford, Oxford University Press, ISBN 978-0-19-959444-3. Tude, K. 2011, The Reception of Marr and Marrism in the Soviet Georgian Academy PDF, in Wolfried, Florian, Sokolovsky, Sergei eds, Exploring the Edge of Empire, Soviet-era Anthropology in the Caucasus and Central Asia, Halley Studies in the Anthropology of Eurasia, Halley, Lit Verlag, pages 197-214. Velmzova, Yekaterina 2007, Les lois du sens, La sémantique marriste The Laws of Meaning, Marrist Semantics in French, Bern, Peter Lang, ISBN 978-3-03911-208-1.
Mics on the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark, unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No light, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Hidden in shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, the world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go. Pure and raw. Pure and raw. Turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Pure and raw.
Okay.